Hello friends, welcome to Free Grammar Lessons. In this video, we will learn 10 important rules of subject-verb agreement. This is the third part in the series of subject-verb agreement. It is going to be a long video, but I request you to watch it till the end and I promise you, you will learn a lot of things in this video. So without a further go, let's get started. Firstly, we will quickly remember what we already learned in our previous video. We learned the subject-verb agreement. So what is a subject-verb agreement? One of my friends, Ankit, is really fat guy and he wants to lose weight. He always says, I always want two things, lose weight and eat a lot. Now you say, is it possible? Obviously not. For him to lose weight, he has to agree to follow a diet, right? In the same way, in case of subject-verb agreement, for making a sentence grammatically correct, a verb must agree with its subject in number. That is to say, in any sentence, singular subject must have a singular verb and plural subject must have plural verb. Please note, these statements hold true only when the subject is in third person. Now, let me give you an example of it. She writes every day. Here, she is singular. So singular verb writes is used. Now let's look into an example where the plural noun is used. They write every day. Here they is plural, so the plural verb write is used. This is the most general rule, so please remember this rule. Then we learned 6 rules of subject-verb agreement in our previous video. Let me quickly give a recap of those 6 rules. Rule number 1. Two singular subjects connected by and require a plural verb. Rule number 2. Two or more singular subjects joined by or nor require a singular verb. Rule number 3. When the subjects joined by or nor are of different persons, the verb agrees with the nearer one. Rule number 4. Words like either, neither, each, everyone, may must be followed by a singular verb. Rule number 5. Some noun which is plural in form but singular in meaning takes a singular verb. And rule number 6. Some noun which is singular in form but plural in meaning takes a plural verb. I will provide the link in the description for previous 2 videos in case you want to revise these rules. Now, we will learn 10 more rules of subject-verb agreement in different scenarios. So let's begin. Rule number 1. Use of collective noun in a sentence. How the subject-verb agreement works when a collective noun is used. Before that, let's understand what is a collective noun. A collective noun is a name for a group of people or things such as family, class, pack, pair, and flock. Collective nouns generally take a singular verb because they are singular. Let's look into the examples to make things clear. The family is driving across the country this summer. Here, all the members of the family are driving across the country. So we have used singular verb is. Let's look into one more example of this kind. The couple eats out once a month. Here we are talking about both husband and wife are going together. So we have used singular verb eats. But there are exceptions to this rule. We use a plural verb when the members of the group are acting as individuals. For example, the family are each doing a different task. Here, as per the sentence, we can understand that all the members in the family are not up to the same task. As they are not working as a singular unit, we have used the plural verb are here. Let's look into one more example of this kind. The couple are taking separate cars to work today. Here, in this sentence, we can understand that both husband and wife are not going in the same car. Instead, they both are taking a separate car. As they are not working as a single entity here, we have used the plural verb are. This is rule number 1. In case of collective noun in the sentence, use a singular verb when the member of the group are acting as single unit and plural verb when the members of the group are not acting as a single unit. Now let's look into rule number 2. Rule number 2 use of gerund or infinitive in a sentence. How the subject-verb agreement works when gerund or infinitive is used. Before that, let's understand what is a gerund. When we use ing form of the verb as noun, it is called a gerund. And what is infinitive? When we add to before the base form of the verb, use it as a noun, adjective or adverb in the sentence, it is called an infinitive. We have already created separate videos on gerund and infinitive. I will provide you the links in the description in case you need it. Please check it out after this video. Now back to the rule. The rule here is if a gerund or infinitive comes as a subject, the verb will always be singular. In case of gerund, let's have some example. Swimming is good exercise. Here the word swimming is a gerund. So we have used singular verb is. Let's look into one more example of this kind. Walking is a good habit. Here the word walking is a gerund. So we have used singular verb is. Now let's see one example of infinitive. To dance is her hobby. Here the word to dance is an infinitive. So we have used singular verb is. So that's rule number 2. If a gerund or infinitive comes as a subject, the verb will always be singular. Let's look into rule number 3. Rule number 3. Error of proximity. In a sentence, if more than 2 nouns are there, the verb is made to agree in number with a noun associated or near it, instead of with its proper subject. Again I will repeat, the verb is made to agree in number with a noun associated with it, instead of with its proper subject. Let's understand this with an example. The details of the accident are unknown. Here the main subject is accident, which is singular, but we are focusing on details of it, not the accident itself. Now details is in plural form, so we have used a plural verb are here. Let's look into one more example of this kind. The quality of the mangoes was not good. Here the main subject is mangoes, which is plural, but we are focusing on the quality of it, not the mangoes itself. Now the quality is in singular form, so we have used singular verb was here. This is rule number 3, error of proximity, where the verb is made to agree in number with a noun associated with it, instead of with its proper subject. Let's look into rule number 4. Rule number 4. Use of prepositional phrase that separates the subject. When the prepositional phrases separate the subject from the verbs, they do not affect the verbs. For example, the perspective of different people varies from time to time. Here we have ignored the phrase of different people and focused on perspective, which is singular in form. So we have used verb varies, which is singular. Let's look into one more example of this kind. The fear of terrorists and militants have made them flee the city. Here we have ignored the phrase of terrorists and militants and focused on fear, which is singular in form. So the verb has is also singular. This is rule number 4. When the prepositional phrases separate the subject from the verbs, they do not affect the verbs. Let's look into next rule. Rule number 5. Use of here or there in the sentence. In sentences beginning with here or there, we use a general rule. A singular verb is used when the singular subject is there in the sentence, and plural verb is used when the plural subject is there in the sentence. For example, there are 4 hurdles to jump. Here, for plural subject hurdles, we have used the verb are. Let's look into another example. There is a high hurdle to jump. Here, for the singular subject hurdle, we used singular verb is. Let's look into one more example of this kind. Here are the keys. Here, for the plural subject keys, we use the plural verb are. So this is rule number 5. In a sentence beginning with here or there, the singular verb is used when the singular subject is there in the sentence, and the plural verb is used when the plural subject is there in the sentence. Let's look into the next rule. Rule number 6. Use of distances, periods of time, sums of money in a sentence. We use a singular verb with distances, periods of time, sums of money, etc. when considered as a unit. For example, 3 miles is too far to walk. Here we have used the singular verb is, as the distance 3 miles is used as a single unit. Let's look into one more example. 5 years is the maximum sentence for that offense. Here we have used the singular verb is, as 5 years is considered as a single unit. There is an exception to this rule. When the subject is not considered as a single unit, we use a plural verb. For example, $10 were scattered on the floor. Here we have used plural verb were. You can notice that. So this is rule number 6. Use a singular verb with distance is period of times, sums of money, etc. when considered as a single unit. Let's look into rule number 7. Using none for singular and plural verb. None is a singular subject when it is used alone. When it is used with a prepositional phrase starting with of, the subject can be both plural and singular. Now that sounds interesting, right? Let's look into the first structure to clear all these things. None plus of the plus singular noun plus singular verb. For example, none of my stamp collection has lost its value. Here the singular noun is stamp collection. So we have used has, which is a singular verb here. Now let's look into another structure of none. None plus of the plus plural noun plus plural verb. For example, none of my stamps have lost their value. Here the plural noun is stamps, and so we have used have, which is the plural verb here. So did you get an idea how none behaves? Please also note, no plus plural noun takes a plural verb. For example, no man are hungry now. So this is rule number 7. When none is used with a prepositional phrase starting with of, the verb can be both plural and singular based on the subject. Let's look into the next rule. Rule number 8. Rule number 8. Use of each or every in the sentence. Two nouns qualified by each or every, even though connected by and, require a singular verb. For example, every boy and every girl was given a packet of sweets. Here we have used a singular verb was, as the word every is used in the sentence. Let's look into one more example of this kind. Every man and every woman is kind in that family. Here we have used is because the word every is used in the sentence. So this is rule number 8. Two nouns qualified by each or every, even though connected by and, require a singular verb. Let's look into the next rule. Rule number 9. Use of words most, most of, all of, a lot of, some of in a sentence. Here two cases are there. If countable noun is used, then plural verb will come. For example, some of the girls are cute. But if uncountable noun is used, then singular verb will come. For example, some of the water is yet to be filled in the bottle. Here, noun is water, which is uncountable. And in above scenario, the noun is girls, which is countable. So this is rule number 9. Remember two cases of words for most, most of, all of, a lot of, some of in a sentence. If countable noun is used, then plural verb will come, and if uncountable noun is used, then singular verb will come. Let's look into the next rule. Rule number 10. Use of words where suffix is body, thing, one in the sentence. The words of this kind are somebody, everybody, anybody, nobody, everything, something, anything, nothing, everyone, someone, anyone, no one. These words will carry a singular verb. For example, someone has stolen my bag. Here we have used a singular verb has because someone is used. Let's look into one more example of this kind. Something is better than nothing. We have used the singular verb is because something is used here. This is rule number 10. Words with suffix body, thing, one will carry a singular verb. That's all in this video. Let's quickly revise what we learned in this video. Firstly, we understood the most basic and important principle of subject-verb agreement, which is in any sentence, singular subject must have singular verb and plural subject must have plural verb. Then we introduced 10 new rules of subject-verb agreement, which are: rule number 1. In case of collective noun in the sentence, we use a singular verb when the members of the group are acting together as a single unit, and a plural verb when the members of the group are acting separately and not as a single unit. Rule number 2. If a gerund or infinitive comes as a subject, the verb will always be singular. Rule number 3. Error of proximity. Here, the verb is made to agree in number with noun associated with it instead of with its proper subject. Rule number 4. When the prepositional phrases separate the subjects from the verb, they do not affect the verbs. Rule number 5. In the sentence beginning with here or there, the singular verb is used when singular subject is there, and plural verb is used when the plural subject is there in the sentence. Rule number 6. Use a singular verb with distances, periods of times, sums of money when considered as a unit. Rule number 7. When none is used with a prepositional phrase starting with of, the subject can be both singular and plural. Rule number 8. Two nouns qualified by each or every, even though connected by and, require a singular verb. Rule number 9. Remember two cases in case of words most of, all of, a lot of, some of in the sentence. If countable noun is used, then plural verb will come, and if uncountable noun is used, then singular verb will come. And the last rule, rule number 10. Words with suffix body, thing, one will carry singular verb. So that's all in this video. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions or suggestions related to the lesson, please write in the comment section. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. Do share the video so others can learn, and do subscribe to this channel and also press the bell icon to get regular updates about the course. We will meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye.